miracle serum. Look, miracle serum.
We keep having all these problems, how we gonna solve them? Every day it's the same thing. All these unsolved issues, I guess it's official. Here we go again, the same old thing. And I'm tired of the arguing and lying, so goodbye.
Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle and you're to God, sex, and love. Your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is June the 24th, 2024. And today the topic is Peacemaker or Doormat. Happy Monday. Yes, happy Monday, everybody. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Mine was just fine. Yes, mine was good overall. Highlights from the weekend. Well, y'all know that NJ had his soccer Saturday, and I actually watched the whole thing because I recorded the juice ahead of time. So that was nice. By the time we came on back home, actually we had planned to do a movie night, so we had kind of stopped by the store on the way back to grab a few movie night items, and then when we got back, Zori went home, so we said goodbye to our dog sitting days. And after that, me and my little family had a movie night where we pretty much watched almost all of the Transformers movies. And yeah, that was a really, really nice Saturday, I think, for us all and everything like that. So yeah, that was Saturday in a nutshell. Yesterday was Sunday, y'all know. It was Baptism Sunday as well as a Family Connect Sunday. So I ended up having to stay in the room for all three gatherings because my co-worker, Mr. Emmanuel, he was out there running the Family Connect event. And so yeah, I mean, all of that went well, according to my point of view. I mean, I feel good about it. And yeah, I was hosting all of the gatherings for the kids, and I was I actually got some good news. Like, there was one gentleman that one of the ladies that I know at the church, her husband is a caterer, which is very interesting that we've made this connection, especially now that my caterer and my main guy, Bros Bites. I don't know if I told y'all, but he told me last week that he was supposed to be moving sometime soon, and I was like, Lord, how are we gonna eat? I mean, I know I haven't been doing my dinner shows in a while, but still, man, I do miss doing them, which was interesting because, again, like I was telling you guys, my one of the ladies at the church, her husband is a caterer, and he was doing immersive events at one point. And, we kind of connected in the past about it because I was like, well, maybe, we can do some stuff together. Well, he mentioned yesterday that he had some ideas, and it was definitely getting my wheels turning and getting me excited. So who knows? This might happen in the next few months, but that's at least what his idea was, or what he was pitching to me. And I'm like, ooh, I'm excited. I was coming up with ideas and sharing with him, like, different things that maybe I could do and stuff like that. So we're going to see. We're going to see what the Lord do. But yeah, so that was exciting yesterday. I came on back home, and hubby ended up staying home yesterday. So I came back home, and he had some cooking when I got back. I was like, oh, what is this? What's going on? I smell greatness in the air. And it was some type of beef stew situation. It kind of reminded me of zuppa toscana, which is very interesting. I know I haven't told y'all my birthday plan yet. I don't know if I'm ready to reveal it. I don't know. But then again, you know what? My juicers, people that actually watch this and tune in, I could tell y'all. I might tell y'all in the after show about my birthday plan. But yeah, it reminded me of zuppa toscana that Olive Garden has, except his was more flavorful. It had a little kick to it, and it was good. It was great. So I had some of that, and then your girl was knocked out. Yes, I was catching up on the rest. And then after that, I mean, then I was not say up all night, but I guess when I rest in the midday, then I'm usually up late. But so that was the main thing from yesterday. And yeah, that's what yesterday looked like for me. So my weekend was nice, man. I hope you guys had a great weekend as well. So this conversation, Peacemaker or Doormat? I would say that overall, I was pretty much inspired by the prayer meditation that I listened to this morning. Like I told you guys the other day, it still is kind of going deeper about the Beatitudes. And so obviously it was focused on blessed are the peacemakers today, which ironically, I did not write that verse down, but you guys can go look up the Beatitudes in the Bible, read all those, and let it marinate on your heart, souls, and minds, right? But obviously, I decided to go deeper with this idea of being a peacemaker today because, yeah, the phrase peacemaker or doormat came into my heart and mind. And so I went deeper about it, man. I ended up having a good old chat with chatholybible.com, that app, and it was good, but I didn't feel led to share the details of what I searched. So I guess it's for you guys to do your own homework in reference to that. I mean, I do have some verses and things, but the actual conversation, because it kind of was breaking down. Like I was like, hey, so what do you think being a doormat is, and what does the Bible have to say about this and that, and and how can we not be a doormat, right? How can we be a peacemaker but not a doormat? Because for some reason, now y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but from my little humble opinion and observation, it seems as if even myself, that we have this misinterpretation of um, not only just Bible, but like Jesus, and as well as what we're called to do, right? Sure, it tells us to turn the other cheek and things of that nature, but it doesn't tell us to, again, be a doormat or a pushover or things of that nature. Now, who knows? From other people's perspective, that may be what we look like as we turn the other cheek, right? And as we, allow God to take care of our vengeance and, all the things that the Bible tells us to do. Maybe that looks weak in the eyes of man. But we know that, I mean, well, one, we shouldn't be worried about that, right? We should be focused on more so what the Lord thinks about us versus other people. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm here today to remind us all that, our meekness is not our weakness, right? Obviously Christ, forgave sins and did all these things, but he also flipped tables. And I know everybody likes to bring up that part, and things of that nature. But yeah, for some reason, it seems like people forget that he's also the judge and not only just, again, the sacrifice and lamb and things of that nature. So, as I was reflecting on this, I was like, chatholybible.com, give me some verses centered around this. And it gave me some stuff, but it wasn't really necessarily resonating. And then I was reminded of what we are teaching the kids in the kids ministry this week. And it is talking all about Samuel and Eli and his sons and all these different things. And so in my heart and mind this morning, as I was reflecting on all of this, I felt I guess led to share this thing about Eli and how he represents a quote unquote pushover doormat type of person in the situation when he should have been more of a, I guess, peacemaker and leader and things of that nature. And so I went deeper. About all this. And I think I got a little something to share. So let's get into it. Okay, so I want to share with you guys 1 Samuel 2:12. It says, now the sons of Eli were sons of Belial or Belial. They knew not the Lord. Let me stop right there. Okay, if we know who Eli is, right? He is one of those high priests, right? If I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken. So let me not say that. Yeah. No. Okay, I was about to get him confused with somebody else. But anyway, ultimately he briefs, right? And so why is it that his sons were sons of Bel? See, I don't even know how to really say it. Look, I'm a son of God in Jesus' name, right? And obviously Belial represents Satan. So y'all go deeper about that. But anyway, but how is it that this priest, right, his son didn't know the Lord? But then his sons is in these leadership positions. So, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like, as I was, I ended up listening to 1 Samuel 2. I listened to the whole thing. But if you guys want to go deeper, you guys will see that 1 Samuel 2:12 through 36 is in the go deeper section for you guys to again peruse and let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. But if I just paraphrase a little bit, what's going on is that ultimately, Eli's sons, they weren't doing the right thing. They were in these positions, but they were pretty much taking advantage of being in positions. Not only, I guess, taking the sacrifices and all these different type of things, but then I think they were like sleeping with women and all this different type of stuff, right? Not handling obviously the position rightly. Now I noticed that Eli addressed his sons, like they were saying that he found out about it, whatever case may be, and he told them or he had things to say to them. And I was like, well, Lord, why wasn't that enough? You know what I'm saying? He did address it, but the chatholybible.com situation, it kind of reminded me, as I was going deeper and asking those questions, that ultimately, again, Eli dropped the ball, right? How are you a high priest, but your sons don't know, uh, right from wrong, right? So ultimately, as the father, right, of that situation, as the patriarch, he had a responsibility to teach the sons the way of God, right? And not only that, but encourage them to walk in the way, training them, things of that nature. And so obviously he hadn't done that. So ultimately the results of that was all the quote unquote fruit that you all see in 1 Samuel 2:12 through 36. And so in this, instead of being a quote unquote peacemaker, Eli was a doormat. And so let's keep going, man. Let's keep going and everything like that. I want to just kind of set that up, and that really just stood out to me, I guess, as the best example to share about what we shouldn't do, right? And so even as I went deeper about being a doormat and all the examples that the quote unquote chat holybible.com, I know I'm not just I'm not even sponsored by them anymore, but anyway, I'm just sharing y'all with you guys my resources. But anyway, um, as it broke down the description of what a doormat meant to it, um, I felt like it was describing me. There was a lot of things that represented, I guess, who I have been over the years. Again, maybe again with these conversations I've been having to you all about, like, or with you all about, how I've been, either trying to help people and all these different type of things. And yes, God may be calling me to do just that, right? But he's not calling me to, again, take on people's burdens, fully, and just all the different things that I guess being a doormat, saying yes when I should be saying no, and all these different things. So it's just very interesting because I see now, like, even as I guess walk in the authority that God has given me, to use discernment and to, address situations and even call things out or whatever the case may be. Obviously some of these people that may be used to quote unquote doormat miracle don't like it. Obviously, and that's okay. At the end of the day, again, I may not be everybody's cup of tea, as they say, nor should I be. But it's not about me, y'all. It's not about me. I'm just trying to share the examples of what this looked like in real time, right? And so as I was reflecting on those things, again, we are, yes, called to be peacemakers. We are called to turn the other cheek. We are called to allow God to take care of the vengeance and all these different things. But we're not called to allow evil to just go, like, and not say nothing about it, right? We're not called to, again, not lead and guide those that we are in our circle of influence on the right things to do and the way to go. Um, and if we drop the ball in those situations, we'll be just like Eli and anybody else, right? You'll see all around you the results of what happens when we do that. So people should expect versus thinking like, oh, Christians, you're supposed to just love and you're supposed to just, not call out my sin and judge ye lest you be judged. And, people say all of that for some reason. And that's what, and then they get confused why Christians are calling people out or Christians are like holding people accountable, right? Or, things of that nature. And it's like, you shouldn't be that confused about that. Like at the end of the day, that's what Christ did, like truth and love. Like I don't have to sit here and tear you down with the truth, right? But I can sit here and try to, hey, brother, sister, let me share with you the truth. You know what I mean? X, Y, and Z. Now, either way, people ain't gonna receive it sometimes, but I think there's a healthy balance between, again, not being a doormat, but also being a peacemaker. So let's get into some verses, y'all, because y'all be like, Miracle's talking. Miracle just over here talking about something. She don't know what she talking about. So let me tell you guys the Bible. That's what the Bible say. 2 Timothy 2:24 and 25 says, and the Lord's servants must not be quarrelsome, but kind to everyone, able to teach, patiently enduring evil, correcting his opponents with gentleness. God may perhaps grant them repentance, leading to a knowledge of the truth. So again, like there's a lot that hangs in the balance of our obedience as believers, right? And so what it's saying to me here is that as I lead people towards the truth, this could be literally saving their lives, right? Leading them towards knowledge and things of that nature, because God may grant them repentance. Those that are, I guess, in my circle of influence, as I encourage and inspire us all, right, to again, focus on the truth and do things God's way. Now, should I be quarrelsome with you? Like, should I be, engaging in these, like, not say senseless debates, because a good, healthy debate ain't nothing wrong with that every now and then. But I ain't got to get in no argument about Bible. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to sit here and force the Bible down anybody's throat. At the end of the day, God don't even do that, right? He gives us all free will and a choice. So the way I see it is, as long as, hey, let me share, you share, everybody else can choose, again, ye this day who we gonna serve. I don't it's not my responsibility. What somebody said, God said, go fish and not fry the fish. It's not my responsibility to, again, condemn anybody and things of that nature. Now, I can sit here and try to warn people of being condemned and things like that, but it's ultimately up to the Lord, like what he's going to do with each and every person. And so, I'm just seeing in that verse, like what we should be doing, right? I think what stood out to me the most in that verse is that part that says correcting his opponents with just gentleness. I mean, one, this verse is established that you're going to have opponents and you need to correct them, but do so gently, so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things even in that just one verse, but obviously you guys can go look in the Bible yourself and read the multiple verses that address different people addressing things. Again, a lot of times I know Pastor or Brother Marcus say this all the time, but you see this in the Bible that basically the people didn't necessarily like the prophets. I know these days people love prophets, right? They want to get a prophecy and they want to go to these meetings and all this type of stuff because they want somebody to speak over their life and I guess pretty much be fortune tellers or something like that, because they want to hear good things about them, like their life and how they're going to be prosperous and all this different type of stuff. But nobody don't want to hear the rebuke part. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear the stuff. Hey, you might need to change this, change that, get right about this and get right about that, which is pretty much what prophets was doing throughout the Bible. Like, there's plenty of them went to the king to their faces and say, hey, you're not walking in according with the will of God. Hey, we can sit here and go all day long with different examples of what prophets calling other people out and saying what does say the Lord for real, and not like, just saying what people want to hear. So again, just putting it out there that, well, one, if you're not a believer and you're confused, why are people out on the streets? Why are people sharing with me about sin? Why are people calling X, Y, and Z out? Those that are truly reading the Bible, they're doing according to the will of God. Saying, they're going out here and they're doing their best to make disciples, things of that nature. If you are a believer and you're struggling with this, because hey, don't get me wrong, because I told you guys even last week, man, that leader I spoke with. Now I believe I mentioned some truth and love, but then there was one particular subject that the gentleman brought up, and I didn't address it. And I don't know if I was supposed to. I didn't address it directly with him. I've addressed it directly over the years, and on the juice and stuff like that. But when I was in the middle of the conversation with the gentleman, I didn't address it in that particular moment. So I don't know. Maybe I was supposed to. But the thing is, like, every now and then, again, God is calling us to stand for something, right? You can't be out here just, again, allowing things to go forward. I mean, there's one verse that I came across this morning that I did not write down, but it talked about obviously, being there for speaking for people that, can't speak for themselves and things of that nature. And so again, there's ways to find a balance with this. And I think we all should be seeking the Lord about that, right? Not being doormats, right? But being peacemakers and everything like that. Let me give you guys another verse. Next verse I felt led to share with you guys is Second Corinthians 13:4. It says, "For he was crucified in weakness, but lives by the power. For we also are weak in him, but in destiny with you, we will live with him by the power of God." So if, friends, we got the power of the Lord, then, we should not be walking around like we have no authority, right? Walking around like we, have to take each and every single thing that the world or the enemy does to us and things of that nature. Sure, again, yes, listen to what the Bible say, okay? Turn the other cheek, everything like that. But don't, neglect the opportunity to give the truth in love. Don't, I guess, even be like Eli, for example, and go through life and not walk in your authority and train up your children in the way they should go and all these different type of things, and then have to deal with the consequences of that later in life and things like that if they get the opportunity, right? And so, again, we all have, I guess, a responsibility over our circle of influence. And so these are just things to think about. Again, don't be a doormat. Sure, yes, be a peacemaker. But that doesn't mean being a pushover and a doormat. And y'all can go deeper about all of those things. Matter of fact, I wrote down the definitions of both of those, but you guys can look those up yourself if you so feel led to do, about what is a doormat, what is a pushover. And then, yeah, reflect on that account about Eli and his sons and, God's response to him and things of that nature. I believe that it all will be encouraging and inspiring, and that's the juice. That is the juice this morning. Now, the Bible verse of today is John 8:32. It says, "And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. There you go. Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, anybody listening to the sound of my voice. I hope that you all are encouraged and inspired. Thank you so much for listening, watching, subscribing, and sharing all those wonderful things. So I got 2 episodes of the GS film today, and I got to go back to the church for our Monday night gathering. So that is my day in a nutshell. We're going to see what the Lord do. I got a couple of hours before this first show, so I'm going to maybe try to rest a little bit more before that. I told y'all I might tell y'all my birthday plans. All right, for those of y'all that really, really, y'all rock with your girl, you know what I mean? Y'all know I'm turning 38 this year. And so I was talking to my husband earlier this year, and I was like, 30 phrase for 30. What's the phrases for 38? And he was telling me, well, at that time he told me 38 high. And I said, 38 high. So I went and looked that up, and that means mad enough to pull out a gun. So your girl decided that I want to do a theme for my birthday. So there's a couple of current tasks that are on my birthday plans. One, okay, well, 3 things. Okay, so one, I want me and my guests to dress like mob bosses, right? So earlier this year, this phrase "heavenly hit woman" came into my heart and mind. And so I'm like, okay, if I'm the heavenly hit woman, then I want us to be like mob bosses. And this reminds, I actually have a mystery show that's kind of themed after like the Godfather type thing. So this is kind of where it's inspired by. But yeah, I thought about this phrase "heavenly hit woman." I was like, okay, so me and my guests, I want us to dress up like mob bosses. I want us to eat some Italian food, and I want us to go to the gun range, which I've been saying to myself over the years, I need to go to the gun range, and I just haven't been yet. So this will be my first time going. I don't know who else is going to go with me. I don't know all of that. I'm going to try to send out invitations next month, as the Lord's will. I'm getting the plan and stuff together. I think I finally just decided on the restaurant yesterday, even though I was looking at a lot of different places in Atlanta. And I shout out to my virtual assistant, because at some point I was like, let me stop looking, because I'm thinking too deep. And let me get somebody with unbiased eyes to look. So I got her to look up some restaurants for me. Listen, get you a virtual assistant if you can. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Elizabeth. But anyway, so she sent me a list or whatever, and it's interesting because I talked to Kelvin about it briefly, and he mentioned the place, and I was like, "Well, I've been to that place before. I haven't been to that particular one that's close to the gun range, but I'm like, I've been to that particular place before, or it's a chain." And I was like, I was thinking authentic Italian food, as authentic as we can get here in Atlanta, and so I was thinking about that, but the more I was looking at prices and everything, I just was like, maybe we should just go to that place. So I ended up kind of narrowing the list down to the place. I should just tell y'all. Okay, if you watch the Juice, you get VIP information. All right, so we're gonna probably go to Maggiano's. All right, Maggiano's for the lunch because I want to eat before I go shoot. Even though, so my brother-in-law works at the gun range that we're gonna go to, and he was suggesting that we eat afterwards, but I'm like, but okay, so because we're gonna be dressed nice, and I hear that you're gonna get dirty when you shoot. I just was like, but then my brother from another mother, Kelvin, yesterday talking about something. Well, we could eat before, go shoot, and then eat again after. I'm like, see, everybody already think I'm an extra, but it's not really me, it's y'all. Because my husband was in agreement with that yesterday when I was talking to him about it too. So we're gonna see what the Lord do. And everything, but that is the general plan. Mob Boss themed, the heavenly hit woman. 38 special is the name. Because that's another gun phrase or whatever. So 38 special, or is it a particular gun? I don't even know. You see what I'm saying? Anywho, I looked both of them up. So this is my little thing. Y'all ready? The heavenly hit woman. Making the enemy 38 hot since 1986. So when I send out my invitations, I want to have it like really, themed and whatnot. Be like, hey, making you an offer you can't refuse, and all that type of thing. And I hope everybody gets into it so that way when we walk in the restaurant, when we walk in the gun range, we be like the coolest, like mob boss group walking in, like, hey. Anyway, that's my idea. Like I said, at least the dinner part or lunch part and the shooting part. What we do beyond that, I guess, will be up to the family. And we'll go from there. But yeah, so I mean, would you want to come to my birthday shenanigans? What y'all think? Let me know in the comments what y'all think of my idea. Also, since you watched this long, okay, let me give you guys some more tea or juice. Well, not juice, because juice is my ministry. But anywho, I noticed y'all watching the Cast movie. Yeah. Now that the Cast movie is free, y'all watching the Cast movie. I saw since we posted it, there's like 100 and something views of the Cast movie. So thank you to those that are watching. I saw we got at least one like, so thanks for that. It's not monetized because apparently we got instrumentals and stuff like that in in the video. And I'm like, I don't want to take the instrumentals out because at the end of the day, it's like, it's all, we already kind of filmed it guerrilla style, and it's already like, I ain't gonna say the project's rinky dink or nothing like that, but I mean, it's 2 actors playing everybody, and you know what I mean? So it's already, a guerrilla style project. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want to like upload it and then have to take out and mute some of the parts of the movie, stuff like that. So it is what it is. I mean, but y'all running up the views, so I'm glad y'all watching it. Hopefully y'all like it. Find it at least entertaining. I know I was speaking to my mentor yesterday. Of course, she brought up again about filming it again one day. I'm like, listen, let me get some other movies under my belt, and then we'll film it again. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to film it right now. I want to film something else. So we're going to see what the Lord do. But if y'all want to support the Cast movie and the next project, whatever it may be, go to castmovie.com. There's a good old donate button if you want to support or something like that. And yeah, let us know what you think. I mean, again, it was a lot of fun to make, and looking forward to making another project at some point, hopefully soon. That's it, man. There's a lot of little stuff going on, but we're gonna see what the Lord do with my life, right? But y'all have a great Monday. Let me go and rest a little bit before this next task. But y'all have a great Monday, and I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow at the Lord's will. Bye.